Chapter 1, Introduction to Biology. Now, when you look around, the one thing that is clear is the existence of life. Plants and animals living and adapted to various environments. But what is perhaps not so obvious are the forces and factors that drive and sustain that life. Like the light from the sun, it is so important that without it, plants' life wouldn't exist. The soils are a reservoir for minerals and water that is needed by plants to thrive. You see, the whole of planet Earth is one enclosed and self-sustaining system. The part of the earth that supports life is called the biosphere. The living component of the biosphere is called biotic, like plants and animals. The non-living component is called abiotic, like water, air, soils, rocks, and so on. In biology, we study the biotic component and its relationship with the abiotic component. And so by definition, biology is a branch of science that is concerned with the scientific study of life. That definition is so simple and straightforward, but it opens more difficult and more interesting questions. What is life? What does it mean to be alive? You are alive as you watch this, and I am alive as I tell you this. The dog out there is alive. The trees growing out there are alive. But the water you drink is not alive, and neither is the air you breathe. The furniture you use is made from dead wood that was once alive as part of a tree. So what is there in a living thing that is not there in something dead or non-living? What exactly defines life? Well, most people have an intuitive understanding of what it means for something to be alive. What they don't have is the precise definition of life. And the reason they don't is because there is actually no such definition. And because of this, many definitions of life are operational definitions. They only allow us to separate living from non-living things, but they don't actually pin down to what life is. So what we have done is come up with a list of characteristics that are, as a group, uniquely the characteristics of living organisms. Although non-living organisms may show some of these characteristics, only living things show them all. The most fundamental one, although you may not find it in most textbooks, is organization. Living organisms are highly organized and are made up of small units called cells. For some, the whole organism is made up of only one cell. They are called single-celled or unicellular organisms like bacteria, yeast, amoeba, paramecium, and so on. For others, the organism is made up of many cells and are called multicellular, like plants and animals. Each cell is also alive and highly organized and can perform complex chemical processes required to sustain life. For living organisms, the cells are the basic units. In order for organisms to survive and cells to perform their functions, they need to obtain nutrients. Photosynthetic plants manufacture their own food, but animals depend on ready-made food from plants or other animals. Nutrition is the process by which living organisms obtain and assimilate nutrients. Once the food is obtained, it is used to supply energy that fuels cellular activities. Respiration is the energy-generating process that occurs in all living cells. During this process, oxygen is used up and carbon dioxide is released. Oxygen and carbon dioxide are the two main respiratory gases. Oxygen required for respiration is obtained from the atmosphere. The carbon dioxide generated has to be released into the atmosphere. During photosynthesis, plants take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. This swapping of gases is called gaseous exchange and occurs across respiratory surfaces like leaves and the alveoli. Now, not all the food materials obtained by living organisms are utilized in the cells. Moreover, cellular processes generate waste materials like carbon dioxide, urea, excess water, and so on that cannot be left to accumulate in the cells. Excretion is the elimination of waste materials resulting from cellular processes from the bodies of organisms. Growth and development. Growth is the regulated and irreversible increase in size of an organism. Growth occurs when cells increase in size. In multicellular organisms, growth also occurs due to increase in the number of cells. Development is the irreversible increase in complexity of an organism. Reproduction is the process by which organisms bring forth young ones of their own kind. This can be asexual, where an organism splits into two, or sexual, where male and female gametes fuse. Response to stimuli or irritability. Living organisms respond to changes in their environment, both internal and external. For instance, a person will retreat a hand when pricked or burnt. Plants' shoot will grow towards the direction of sunlight, and so on. This allows organisms to survive and avoid prolonged damaging environment. Movement and locomotion. This characteristic is not unique to living organisms. Movement is the change in position of a part or a whole of an organism. Progressive change in position of an organism is called locomotion. Animals move in search of food, mates, and to escape from harsh conditions and predators. Movement in plants is so minimal and it's hardly present in most of them. It may include folding of leaves, flowers, and tropism. At high school level, the study of biology is basically about these characteristics. Differences between plants and animals. Now, whereas all living organisms share many of these features, plants and animals show fundamental differences. Plants are generally rooted in one place and do not move about, but most animals have the ability to roam about. Plants have chlorophyll and therefore make their own food. They are called autotrophs. But animals depend on plants and other animals that depend on plants. They are called heterotrophs. Plant cells have cellulose cell walls in addition to the cell membrane, but animal cells only have the cell membranes. Plants respond slowly to stimuli. They have either no or very basic sensory ability, but animals respond quickly to stimuli. They have a much more highly developed sensory and nervous system. Plants lack specialized excretory organs, but animals have much more complex excretory organs. So then, why study biology? Of course, as you can imagine, biology has enormous applications in life, ranging from healthcare, agriculture, and environment. Through the understanding of the structural and functional aspects of living organisms, humans can now diagnose and treat, or at least manage most of the diseases. Delicate surgical procedures can be carried out to correct structural anomalies within the body. Diseases that once used to strike and wipe out a population, like cholera and malaria, can now be easily treated. And even more interesting is that through vaccination, we can even prevent the occurrence of diseases or reduce their severity when they occur. In fact, the growth in population can be largely attributed to better healthcare and reduced rate of mortality. Analgesics or painkillers have been used to alleviate human suffering for decades now. The rise of family planning has enabled many families, particularly women, to plan their lives and that of their families. Economic growth also relies largely on a healthy workforce. In agriculture, the massive progress made in biology has led to improved plant and livestock production. Through biology, it has become possible to treat plants and animal diseases and control some of them through vaccination. Through genetic manipulation and advanced breeding techniques, we can now obtain quality livestock breeds that are disease-resistant and high-yielding, like dairy and beef cattle. The same techniques have been used to produce high-quality crops that yield more and are pest, disease, and drought-resistant. By studying the soils and climate, scientists can identify the right breeds for a particular climatic zone. Also, through understanding the physiology of other organisms, we can now develop chemicals for pest and parasite control. Now, technological advancements are good to humankind, but they often come with huge cost, particularly to the environment. This is through soil, water, and air pollution. By planting vegetation in areas with massive release of carbon dioxide, the air is cleansed of this harmful gas since plants take it in for photosynthesis. Planting of vegetation is also crucial in controlling soil erosion. Now, biology is a very wide subject, and to be able to study it effectively, it is divided into various disciplines or areas of specialization. At the top level, biology is divided into zoology and botany. Zoology is the study of animals, and botany is the study of plants. Other disciplines include genetics, which is the study of inheritance and variation. Here, we shall understand why organisms only give rise to young ones of their own kind, why children look like their parents sometimes and not always, why certain diseases run in families, and so on and so on. Ecology is the study of organisms in their environment. We shall understand the interrelations amongst organisms and between them and the environment. Entomology is the study of insects. We shall learn about the economic importance of insects, their life cycles, and also their role in pollination, decomposition, and also as vectors of disease spread. Parasitology is the study of parasites, and these are organisms that live in or on the bodies of other organisms and obtain nutrients from them, eventually causing harm. We learn about their life cycles, their hosts, their economic importance, including disease spread. Virology is the study of virus. Mycology is the study of fungi. Bacteriology is the study of bacteria. Helminthology is the study of worms. Protozoology is the study of protozoans. Ornithology is the study of birds. Phylogeny is the study of algae. Taxonomy is the study of classification of living organisms. Paleontology is the study of fossils. Mammalogy is the study of mammals. Ichthyology is the study of fish. Herpetology is the study of reptiles and amphibians. Anatomy is the study of the internal structures of living organisms. Cytology is the study of cells. Biochemistry is the study of biomolecules. Endocrinology is the study of hormones. Epidemiology is the study of health of populations. Evolution is the study of the origin and descent of species throughout time. Embryology is the study of the formation and development of living organisms from fertilization to birth. Histology is the study of tissues.